Hey there, this is Teacher Ola Podcast, episode 8, Have or Have Got. My name's Ola and I teach English through one-to-one lessons online. This podcast is for those English learners who want to speak English with more confidence and get rid of speaking barriers. You'll boost your vocabulary, brush up your grammar, and improve your pronunciation. Check out my website for full transcripts and worksheets to each episode. Happy learning! Hello again, thank you for listening to this episode. Today we're going to talk about differences as well as similarities between have and have got. So it's pure grammar today. After listening, have a look at the transcript and worksheet which will help you to digest and test this grammar point. It's at teacherola.com/8. Have and have got. Let me tell you, it is a real struggle to feel the difference for many learners. Since you're listening to this episode now, I guess you're also confused. You're absolutely justified. In this episode, I'm going to tell you why it is so confusing. What is it all about? When you understand why some things are challenging, if you look monster in the eyes, it's much easier to feel less afraid of it, right? I'm gonna tell you why the confusion might occur and occurs in many cases. And secondly, I'll tell you the correct forms and when to use them. Which form is more formal, have or have got? Which form is more British, have or have got? How to make question tags and how to make short answers. What are the similarities and differences between these two forms? Let's start with the confusion first. It comes from the fact that the verb have has two completely different functions. First, it is a main verb. Second, it's an auxiliary verb. Auxiliary means giving help or support to the main verb. Just like in the case of present perfect tense, I have been, we have seen, she has gone. In all these three sentences, you could hear the word have, but it doesn't carry any meaning. It's there just because of its function. Thanks to it, we know its present perfect perspective. Okay. As a main verb, have has many meanings. Most frequent meanings are to possess, to own, like in to have a cat. Used to show a particular relationship, to have a cousin. To suffer from an illness, to have a cold. To receive, to have a bill. To experience something, to have a good time. To take, to have a shower. To organize or hold an event, to have a meeting or to have a wedding. To eat, drink or smoke something, to have a drink, to have breakfast. To perform an action, to have a swim, a shower, or to give birth, to have a baby. And the list goes on, not to mention idioms. A tiny exercise. Is it correct to ask, how many pens does she have got? Is it correct? We'll come back to this later. Let us begin tidying it all up because it's way too messy. When you want to talk about possession, illness, relationships, or characteristics of someone or something, you can use both have and have got. There's no difference in meaning. I have a flat, I've got a flat. The meaning is the same, but the register changes. I've got a flat is more common for everyday conversations. It sounds less formal. It's also more British. I have a flat is more American. It's also more formal. Okay, let me show you some examples with have got. You repeat them and try to memorize. It's British and it's informal. She's got a pet. Have you got a bike? It's got Bluetooth. How many rooms have you got? Now, listen to similar sentences, but without got. Repeat them and memorize as slightly more formal and more American. She has a pet. Do you have a car? It has Bluetooth. How many children do you have? One more thing, in a conversation you don't have to stick to one form. You can alternate them freely and it still sounds natural. Listen to an example dialogue. Do you have a balcony? Yes, I've got a very nice balcony. Have got, though, behaves like an auxiliary verb, so you formulate the questions differently, without do or does. How the heck do we make questions then, you might ask? Well, start with have. Have you got any apples? Have you got an idea? Listen now to negative sentences. I haven't got any apples. I haven't got an idea. So no do is used here. Coming back to the question I asked before, is this question correct? How many pens does she have got? So no, it's not correct, it's clearly wrong. It should be either how many pens does she have or how many pens has she got? How many pens does she have? How many pens has she got? You can't mix both. Have got exists only now. It doesn't have a past form. Had got, for example, doesn't exist. For future sentences, use I will have or I'm going to have. For past, use I had a stomachache. For present perfect, have had. For past perfect, had. But this episode is not about tenses, so we won't dive deeper into had today. Question tags. How to make them with have got? Listen and repeat. You've got a license, haven't you? So we don't repeat got in a tag. Now, short answers. In short answers, don't add got either. A little dialogue. Have you got a minute? Yes, I have. Remember, use have got because it's common everyday expression, but only in the meaning of possession, I've got a car, relations, she's got 5 cousins, characteristics, he's got dark hair, and illness, they've got a cold. You can use have in progressive form if it's used in different meanings. Repeat after me these few examples. I'm having a shower. I'm having a coffee. I'm having breakfast. I'm having a bath, a shower, a wash. I'm having a good time. I'm having a great week. Just before we wrap up, there are 2 more things. Sometimes you might hear sentence similar to this one. I haven't any ideas. So in British English, even if have is a main verb, it sometimes has the form of auxiliary. I haven't any ideas. So got is missing, and it happens only in British English. It's not standard, but it happens. And last but not least, in informal American English, have is sometimes omitted. And we end up with, I got a problem. I got a toothache. Here you have it. I really hope I exhausted the topic. I'm sure you feel at least less confused now. Now, do you find it difficult to see the difference between have and have to? Do you have any questions? Feel free to ask them in the comment section or email me at contact@teacherola.com. Now test yourself. Grab a worksheet at teacherola.com/8 and do exercises. If you think someone you know could benefit from this episode, do tell him or her about it. Don't miss the next episode because I'll tell you a thing or two about one brilliant technique you should employ now to fight your blockade. It's easy, it's something everyone can do on a daily basis, and I definitely do it every day. Okay, have a great week. Till next Wednesday. Thank you for listening. Happy learning. Bye-bye.